For 118 years, Woolworth was America. The five and dime, the lunch counter, the store where your grandmother bought everything from sewing needles to goldfish. At its peak, Woolworths had over 8,000 stores worldwide and was housed in the tallest building on earth. In 1997, they closed the last store. Lights off, doors locked, done. This isn't a business failure. This is a corporate autopsy, the slow, gruesome decomposition of an empire that refused to evolve. Hello, I'm Todd Hagopian, the original Stagnation Assassin. Today, we're opening the vault on Woolworth's 1997 collapse to see what killed America's original retail empire. No mystery here, this was stagnation suicide, and the weapon was their own stubbornness. By the late 1980s, Woolworths was a walking corpse. The variety store format was hemorrhaging relevance. Walmart was eating them on price. Target was eating them on style. Dollar stores were eating them on convenience. Woolworth's response: keep doing what they've always done and hope the bleeding stops. Stagnation score 10 out of 10. Maximum corporate cancer, absolutely terminal. This is the only company in this entire series that earns a perfect stagnation score so far. Every symptom was present: leadership denial, format obsolescence, competitive blindness, and institutional arrogance. Let's look at the tactical audit. So let's look at the forensic autopsy on this corporate cadaver. The 80-20 matrix of profitability, completely ignored. Woolworths had thousands of SKUs across hundreds of categories. They sold everything to everyone and excelled at absolutely nothing. The vital few products that actually drove profit were buried under mountains of marginally profitable mediocrity. Meanwhile, Walmart ruthlessly applied volume economics to a focused assortment. Target curated a differentiated experience. Woolworths just kind of existed, like a museum that accidentally stayed open too long. Profit parasites in this case were the stores themselves, hundreds of locations that were hemorrhaging money, dragging down the entire chain. Leadership refused to close them. We've always been here, was the unspoken mandate. That's not tradition, that's terminal nostalgia. They never honestly assessed the existential threat from these discount retailers. They never attacked the problem with format innovation or strategic repositioning, and they certainly never advanced into new competitive territory. Here's what was maddening: Woolworths actually owned some winning concepts. They owned Foot Locker, they owned Champ Sports, they owned Northern Reflections. These specialty retail formats were actually profitable and they were growing, but leadership treated them as sideshows rather than the main event. It's like having a healthy organ in a dying body and refusing to perform the transplant. Hindsight homicide. The fatal flaw wasn't one decision, it was a decade of non decisions. If Woolworth's leadership had applied orthodoxy smashing innovation in 1985, they could have reinvented the variety store for the modern era, convert to a curated, design forward general store, what TJ Maxx and Home Goods essentially became, or go full discount, what Dollar Tree built into a $30 billion empire. But instead, they stood right in the middle of the road. And as the old saying goes, the only thing in the middle of the road is roadkill. The ultimate indictment: after closing Woolworth stores, the parent company actually renamed itself Venator Group, and then eventually Foot Locker, because that subsidiary was worth more than the parent. The child essentially ate the father. That's not corporate strategy, that's a business horror movie. The verdict on this one: Woolworths is the definitive case study in death by stagnation. They had 118 years of brand equity, billions in revenue, and a real estate portfolio that would make a REIT executive weep. But they squandered every single advantage through institutional inertia and leadership cowardice. So the kill rating here is just one kill out of five, which we almost never do. One kill, the minimum. And that single kill is only because someone eventually had the sense to let Foot Locker survive. Everything else was a catastrophic failure of imagination, of execution, and of courage. If you want to learn how to avoid the Woolworth death spiral, go to toddhagopian.com and stagnationassassins.com for the world's largest stagnation databases. Pick up my book, The Unfair Advantage, Weaponizing the Hypomanic Toolbox, and remember to continue to declare war on stagnation with us here every week.